What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Hoop Hogs video mailbag. Curtis Wilkerson here with Inside Arkansas and the Pod at the Palace. Just pulled back up into the house from Birmingham SEC Media Days, and I realized, I got to record a mailbag and get it out for the people in the morning because we're on a mission to have one of these every day until the start of the college basketball season, and we're getting there. So here I am, and I was just kind of looking for something that would make a little bit of sense, just kind of play to the hits of what's going on here currently. And there's some recruiting news for Arkansas basketball that I wanted to touch on in some form or fashion. But I remember going through the YouTube comments and I was looking for some other questions and gathering them. This is about a week ago. And somebody commented on one of the videos where I talked about recruiting and said, "Hey, talk recruiting." And I wish I remember who it was, but somebody said that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Talk a little bit of recruiting. We know that Arkansas is trying to put together an awesome 2025 class. Coach Cal, it seems like every time you look up, he's got another 5-star visitor coming in, which, yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a sec. But they do have one guy, a 5-star, who's already committed, Darius Acuff. You guys are familiar, committed back over the summer, one of the best guards in the class. Big time, big get. They're trying to complement that backcourt and make it a duo with Malik Thomas, the 5-star who visited for the Tennessee game. We've talked about that too, man. The visit went incredibly well. They even had to move some stuff around in terms of their itinerary because they felt like, hey, we're at this football game. Sometimes we don't always stay for 4 hours. We want them to get a feel for, the atmosphere and the student section and just kind of the vibes of a game day. But there's a lot of stuff you got to get to on a visit, but I think they could tell right away that was going to be kind of a special thing. So they stuck around and got to check out the field storm and everything. Really enjoyed that. I do think Arkansas is an awesome position. I don't have a crystal ball anymore. If I did, I would have already placed it for Arkansas to land Malik Thomas. We'll see when that happens. Chances that he could be visiting Kansas State next weekend. We'll see if that visit winds up happening or not. You'd like to see him committed maybe before that so he could come do some recruiting with his boy Darius Acuff. We'll find out. Feel great about where Arkansas is at there. Sean Abayev, top 30 wing. We talked about him. Big lefty wing who scores it, man. He's a great one-on-one player, highly skilled offensively. He visited last week, and honestly, I don't know 100% where he falls on the priority list. It's not because he's not a great player. It's because they got other guys who they've been recruiting longer, maybe. I think if Arkansas really pushed and put the full court press on Sean Abayev, they'd have a really nice chance of landing him. We'll see if that happens. It's probably going to depend how things shake out, maybe with a couple other guys. Nate Ament, a top 5-star in this 2025 class, who really has just kind of been slow playing his recruitment a little bit. In terms of, I think he seems like a guy that might be content to wait around, sign in the late period. He wants to take a bunch of visits, and he has taken a ton of visits. He's been all over the place. I think he was at Louisville maybe earlier this week. Arkansas has been quietly working their way into the mix there. I would not be surprised to see him take a visit to Arkansas before he announces a commitment. This might be one where if they're serious about it and they want to play the long game and they're willing to do that, Arkansas could be more and more in the thick of things as you move forward. Right now, I wouldn't necessarily put them, in the leaders, maybe in the hunt or in that second tier, but we know that those things can change really quick. It's definitely one to keep an eye on. Caleb Wilson, who we've talked about ad nauseum, a top 10 5-star in this class. Are you getting a theme here? 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. I feel like I'm on repeat, but it's true. They keep bringing these guys in, but Caleb Wilson is one that they need to bring in. Cal's recruited him for a long time. His family loves Cal, but they haven't got him on a visit yet. And, he's a guy who I think Arkansas was in the driver's seat for most of the summer. And then, he's gone here, he's gone there, he's been all over the place. And you're still waiting for when's he taking the official to Arkansas so they can lock this thing up, right? I know people were ticked when he wound up over at Kentucky for an official visit before he came to Fayetteville. I'm confident that that's coming. I just don't know when. And there's been a lot of chatter about maybe it gets bumped to this weekend and we could see him. I also think that he might be at Georgia Tech this weekend. So we'll see, one or the other. If not, I think you got a real good chance of maybe getting him here next weekend, which would be awesome because you've got that Kansas exhibition going on. That would be, imagine bringing a recruit in for an exhibition game and seeing 20,000 people in Bud Walton Arena going absolutely nuts. That would be a hell of a sell for me. I would almost be pushing for that if it weren't for the football atmosphere against LSU. That's going to be freaking awesome too. But I'll tell you who is going to see the football atmosphere for this LSU game. It's 5-star forward, and you can see him right here, Chris Cenac. We've talked about him quite a bit as a guy who we kind of had this weekend pegged for a visit for him. And that was confirmed and made official by Joe Tipton over at On3 earlier on Wednesday. He's going to be in town. This is a really, really good player. 6'10", emerging, I think that, or rising senior, I guess you could say. This is a dude who wasn't even ranked by the major recruiting services, like, I don't know, a year ago, and he has gone through the roof, and now he's a top 10 player in the class. So what you'll see, and I got some highlights that I want to pull up and show you guys, is that he is still a work in progress, but his talent skill set is undeniable, and he's only scratching the surface. This dude who's going to get a lot better. He's probably going to be a one and done. He's probably going to be a lottery pick because of those projections. Has been really impressive to watch him kind of rise up through the ranks. And we'll see with Arkansas. LSU is pushing incredibly hard for him. You like Calipari's chances to win a recruiting battle against LSU, but you never know what would happen there. He's been to Kentucky. He's been to a lot of schools in the SEC. I know Houston was somebody that was on him early on, but he's right up the road at Link Academy. And Arkansas's had a connection there, obviously, with Jordan Walsh, and it's in Branson. It's not that far away from campus. Coach Cal, and I believe it was Chin Coleman was the assistant, or maybe Chuck Martin, one of the two. At any rate, Cal was in person at Link to watch him practice last week. Now they got him confirmed for a visit. You're going to get him down onto campus for a big event. And this could be one of those things where you go from maybe the outside looking in to right in the thick of things to landing them. And we'll see how the visit goes and what we hear about it. But usually that's a good thing. When Cal gets you in for a visit, it's serious business. He don't mess around. He doesn't waste visits. And he's usually really good at being able to convey his message. And, Arkansas is just the classic, maybe undersell and over deliver. When you get here, you don't necessarily want to leave. So I'm going to be really interested to see how that goes. But let's check out some highlight clips here of Cenac and just talk about what he brings to the table. You look at him and then you watch him play, and right away I'm thinking, man, this dude reminds me so much of Khalil Ware when he was at North Little Rock. And he really does in a lot of ways. Khalil might have been a little bit further along by his senior year, but I think you're going to be able to see right away that he brings a lot of similar traits to the game. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, and here comes a lob right out of the gate. So you'll see the above the rim stuff. Super athletic, and I like the way he can finish. Like, he'll get up in the open floor and catch lobs. You'll see him at one point leading a break in transition and getting a dunk, and then you'll see him putbacks in traffic, post ups. Just with guys around him. He'll go up and finish that thing. So he needs to get physically stronger for sure. But he's a guy who plays tough and he's not afraid to go up and hammer it on somebody's head. Boom. Lob season. You love to see it. Drop off. It's a good J cut right there. There he is from the dunker spot, getting the lob. Offensive rebound. Look at that. Just up over top. And I understand, they're playing. This is USA basketball clips right here, but maybe not the most talented competition he's going up against, but when you get an offensive rebound, you go up and dunk it on three people. You got to be impressed with that. Here he is leading the break, and he's a good passer too. There you go. Nice little skip right there. Putting it on the floor. Okay, behind the back, showing a little bit of guard skills out on the perimeter. There's a three ball. Speaking of Khalil Ware, this is why he reminds me of it, because it's a similar looking shot. You got a dude who's out there who's 6'10", 6'11". He's got a 7'4" wingspan. He's got a pretty smooth stroke from three. I think this is something he can continue to develop, and it could be a true weapon or a part to his game. Corner three right here. Bink. Looks good. Look at that physicality. Pushed his man off. Game probably could have got called for an offensive foul there. That's okay. But then catches and goes straight into that turnaround jumper. I would have liked him to go up a little bit stronger right there, but that's a smooth looking shot. That's a good move. Let's see what we got here. Look at that defense, moving his feet. And that's, I think, what's going to be a huge sell. If we're talking about NBA prospects and scouts, it's him switched onto a guard and moving his feet like a guard and staying in front. It's not just one of those deals where, oh, yeah, he gets beat, but he can recover because he's long and he can alter a shot. No, like, he's keeping these dudes in front. Really good. Yeah, another option there, and he blocks the jump shot. Recovery skills and blocking it, closeouts, blocking threes. So there's that incredible length at play there. Nice outlet pass. Pick and roll. Rolls to open space. Physical there. Could have been an offensive foul. It's okay. Nice pass and a dump off. I mean, you guys can see there's a steal and a dish. He does a little bit of everything. I mean, we're talking about a really skilled player. There's a post up. Powerful move. Goes up and dunks it on him. That's what you want to see. Offensive rebound. Finish in traffic. And then, boom. Little post up to finish with the dunk. That's a good spin back, good move right there. So a really, really talented player. We'll see if Arkansas can really get into the thick of the mix here. But if you get him on a visit, you always have more than a puncher's chance with Coach Cal and with Arkansas and the way this program is trending. So I'm super anxious to hear how this goes and where Arkansas winds up in this race. But yeah, a little bit of recruiting for you. You heard the theme, 5-star, 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 5-star. That's what John Calipari does. They want to take 3-4 guys in this class. They'll get them, and they're all going to be really, really good. So Razorback fans should be excited about that. But I'm going to get out of here. Got some things to do. I'm just excited to be back home. I'm going to eat a little bit of dinner. You guys are going to be seeing this in the morning, and that's okay. We're going to continue to do them every morning. Make sure you get tapped into what we got going on. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Inside Arkansas. If you haven't checked out the content we put out, from the tip-off tour in Pine Bluff, from SEC Media Day in Birmingham, we got a ton of really, really good stuff that, frankly, you're not going to find anywhere else. Lots of highlights from the thing in Pine Bluff. You can see the guys getting up and down a little bit. We've got exclusive interviews with Seth Greenberg, with John L. Davis, with Adute Thiero, and just a ton of behind-the-scenes footage from Media Day. It was a lot of fun to be down there covering that. Check it out. I think you'll appreciate it. If you like to read instead, hop on over to InsideArkansas.com. We got a bunch of written content there too. And yeah, talking a lot of basketball, plenty of football coming your way as well. We don't forget about those things. We cover the Hogs, not just one team. But I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys. It's been Curtis Wilkerson with Inside Arkansas on the Pod Palace. We'll catch you again in the morning. Everybody have a good one.